working. Some of us kind of wing it, some of us have some kind of structure, some of us just kind of do a mixture of both. Well, I want to show you 3 different ways of working, and not only will this apply to school, work, projects, this will apply to things beyond. You'll see it in sports, you'll see it in cooking, you'll see it in whatever projects that you personally want to have. One of these 3 is probably a good option to try. All right, so let's take a look. We have option 1, which is ADDIE, option 2, which is SAM, option 3, which is rapid prototyping. So who will you work like? And the most important thing is, do these structures, do they work for every situation, or are you gonna have to switch? That's the important thing. Think about it. Do you have to switch for every project that you're working on? So you have ADDIE. ADDIE is very systematic. She goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You start here, follow step 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're at success. You do pre-production, you do production, you do post-production. You start here, then you move to level 2, then you go to here, and boom, you're done. That is great in a perfect world. One example I will tell you for sure is cooking. Step 1, get the ingredients. Step 2, get your wet ingredients, and then you're gonna mix those. Step 3, add your protein. Step 4, like you're just following it, and then you bake or you cook it, and then it's done. Those are certain things that you do in order. And once you finish that, then you have completed your goal or your outcome. You've reached your goal and outcome. Okay, so in a perfect world, this works great. You plan, you organize, you make choices in pre-production. It's just your planning phase. Your production is your work phase. You apply the plan here. You do everything that you said you're going to do. In post-production, you start to carry out the ideas and you start to polish the work to make it look really good. So ADDIE stands for Analyze, Design, Develop, Implement, and Evaluate. So that's what it really stands for, but you can just think this is ADDIE's way. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to success. Where else can you see how ADDIE works perfect? Now we have SAM. SAM works a little bit differently. SAM says, I have this phase, this phase, this phase. He still has 3 phases, but it's a little different. So you have phase 1, which is, let me gather the information. Phase 2, let me make a plan. Phase 3, let me expand, advance. Let me go back and make the plan or make it, and then go ahead and use it, and then go back and review it, and then go back and analyze it, and then go back and. So SAM's a little different. You think, you gather what you need, you make, and then you use, and then you just go back 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, so that you can evolve and gradually make it better. But you have to think about it. So you make it, you think about it. You make it, you think about it. You tweak it, you think about it. You just go back and forth. So one of the perfect examples of this is English. When you're writing your paper, you gather your information, you do an outline, and then you kind of think about it, and then you write it, and then you think about it, and then you go back. And so it's constantly going back between 2 and 3. SAM stands for Successive Approximation Model. But again, you can just think of this as SAM. So come up with an idea, or gather what you need, come up, and continually evolve to where it's what you want it to be. Where else can you find that this works? And the last one is rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping, again, kind of has 3 phases. So you have the idea, you review it, you make adjustments. Idea, review it, adjustments. Idea, review it, adjustments. So this one is moving very, very quickly. The perfect example that I can tell you is sports. You want to think of sports. Here's our plan. Let's study our play. Okay, let's review it a little bit. Let's let's kind of test it out, run it, nice. Okay, now let's make the adjustments because it didn't work completely great. Okay, let's go and make this adjustment, or let's make this idea to it. Let's look and see how that worked. Let's adjust it. So it's constantly refining it. It's to where you get that play and it is smooth, but you're putting it out there even though it's not completely done. So you can see from these robots, some people make things so fast. They make new houses really quickly, but at the same time some things are kind of falling apart. There's a little bit of things, there's some issues, or right here they made all these, but then they're like, oh man, kind of messed up on this, but like we're learning from it. That's the important thing, is that you're learning from it. Rapid prototyping. You have an idea, you think about it, and you get kind of fix it and you adjust. So these are kind of like phases too. So you have an outline of an idea, you add some things, and then is it working? I mean, you just put it out there, try it out. No, it's not. Then you have to come back and look at the idea, add some things. Is it working? 100%? Not quite. And then you just kind of work back up. So it's kind of like Sam. But Sam says, I'm gathering all my information. I don't have to regather more information. It's just taking this and going back and forth between these two. So it's making the idea better. Whereas this one, you may implement and add more ideas to it to make it better. All right. So think about the times when you use this for classes or other subjects. Where can you use this? Now let me go back and ask you this question. Think about this. We're about to do editing. When we talk about editing, which one are you going to use? Is it Addy? Is it Sam? Is it Rapid Prototyping? Which one did we use for the whole production? The planning phase, the pre-production. It was kind of like we used Addy, right? But now that we're out of that phase and we're going to go into production, and you've already recorded, or you're going to record, are you using one of these? And as we do editing, which is the post-production, which one are you going to do? You can do step 1, 2, 3. Some people want to be explorers and they want to try this. And so you might think about it like that. There's nothing wrong with this, but when you explore things and you question, what happens if I do this? Then you're kind of over here. So how are you going to work?